good.
You made a list of paving priorities.
I haven't.
Yeah, I'll see you make me great.
Well, I mean, I can give you.
All right, it is 7 o'clock. We'll call this meeting of the Newfield Select Board for Tuesday, November 28th to order. First up, Ryan, your budget.
Budget.
Most wonderful time of the year.
So, you did all the
Yeah.
yes.
We're all right.
So, obviously, the big thing is, I think the only thing that went up was paving. I know last year, I came in and asked for $40,000 more, which we pushed off.
Right.
It wasn't a good year.
Yep.
We've done it, the paving budget's been the same since like 2019, I believe. But this year we have to do Old Lee Road.
How long,
5,900 feet.
the whole thing or just the upper half?
No, it won't, just beyond Meadow Road. At the end.
The upper half.
We've done 87 to Meadow.
Right.
To Meadow. And we've done Hemlock and we've done all of Meadow. So that whole neighborhood is pretty good. We've done Bald Hill, we've done Sanborn. We've done Hallsville. So Old Lee Road. Like I said, last year we came in for 40, which we decided not to do because it was a bad year. So this year I was going for an additional 80 so that we could complete Old Lee Road in one swipe. Because before we were doing roads half, you know.
The long roads.
But we're so far behind now. We have all the new subdivisions, Clear Trees, Finn Ave, Partridge,
Oh, come here.
Hayden, Scanlon, Heath, that the developers built from 97, 98, 2000, 2005. And then top coated them, 3 or 4 years after they were built, and we've never done anything with them since. So some of them have gone a good 20 years. So we're really falling behind in the paving.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my increase, 80,000, so we can complete Old Lee Road in one swipe next year, 2024. That would be reclaiming 2.5 inches of binder and doing the shoulders.
So Old Lee will be done.
Old Lee will be done, for a good 10 years or so. And then, because the following year, we probably want to go to Bassett Lane, which Bassett is one of the ones we neglected.
In 25? 2025?
Yes, yep, Bassett Lane. And then, we'd have to, I guess the next question is what's going on with downtown?
Pleasant.
And
Yeah.
Summer.
So the RFP is going out. Bill Meserve just finalized the RFP for the engineer. That's going out. We should have some idea on that, I would guess in January.
Because that would be on the list too.
Yep.
Pleasant Summer.
Yep.
And we're getting a good grant for that, correct?
Grant money for the engineering and the planning, yeah.
It's, what's the length on that? Off the top of your head. Mile?
No.
The whole thing for Pleasant Summer coming around the corner.
Summer is,
That would be a mile.
well, Summer is,
Is that the original spreadsheet?
yeah, Summer's like 600 feet
Yep.
long, and Pleasant Street is
2,000?
Pleasant Street is 1730, but we're only doing Swamp stuff.
Oh, two
I
songs.
think this side we might be able to get away with maybe top coat.
Top coat on the other side.
So you're saying, 9 about 1,500 feet probably total downtown.
With a full reclaiming.
Reclaim.
Yeah, because they're gonna rip up the whole road.
Yeah, because we'll be doing a lot of
The
drainage
pipe.
with that work.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have to.
So it's what, about $40 a foot for a total reclaim and pave,
If that's what it works out to, yeah.
something like that? Okay.
Back at the numbers I read. What I did, I used the same numbers we used on, we kept the same numbers we used on Ball Hill Road.
On Ball Hill?
And Sanborn Drive. Yeah, so.
All right.
Well, now, the other question is on the highway block line,
Mm-hmm.
which is like 40 grand.
Yep.
Correct. Is that included in my budget, or is that on top of my budget?
The highway block, no,
That
it's,
should be on top of the budget.
so it comes in as revenue, but there are aspects of your budget that qualify for the block grant. So typically, that hasn't necessarily been on top of, it has been basically an offset on the revenue side. Okay?
Okay, so, but at one point, years ago, we used to kind of have it, we could use it, we could figure on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know in past years, we haven't been doing that.
It's certainly not in the last couple of years.
Right.
Mainly because, yeah, with all the spending going on and the prices of everything, that's just been a real problem.
So I just wanted to know that, whether that, if that came in. Because the other thing is, I still do believe I will be turning back up 20 to 25 maybe.
So this is unused paving money?
Yes.
Are you gonna encumber that, or are you just not gonna use it?
I'd like to encumber it so we can use it.
Okay. In order to encumber, before the end of this year,
Yeah,
we are required to have that under contract.
okay.
You can't just encumber money that is not basically formally designated.
Okay.
So, if there is, if we can enter into a contract that says, yep, we're committing to spend this money for paving for next year under this contract, we can do that.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're prohibited from encumbering.
All right. I know we talked about, I mean, we can do that, and I can certainly see about one of the smaller streets downtown, overlay and something.
Yep.
That, you know, it's not gonna be a major project, but would get us, you know, instead of just letting it go.
Never step ahead.
I just hate to tell them, you know. Because if it doesn't, I mean, if we don't get snow in December, which last year we really didn't get much snow. It doesn't look like it this year.
We're getting snow up north.
So
I can tell you that one.
let it snow up, yeah, so that's an option.
So, but that's what's required.
Yeah. So
You'd have to come to us and say, I have a contract, I need to encumber these funds.
Yeah. Because we could, you know, and one of the thoughts is even like on one, like we talked, I know we've done the town hall parking lot. But I know the fire station parking lot could be done, so we could get a contract to do that. That is gonna be changing anything up there for a while.
At the fire department?
I know at one time we talked about paying it, and they were talking about maybe in addition.
Yeah.
So we said we'll hold off,
Yeah.
but we keep holding off on some of this. So-
How much would that cost?
I mean, it penalty would be, you'd probably rip up what's there and redo it, so again, I don't know, 15, 20 grand, I don't know, something like that.
Well, if you can get that before the end of the year,
Get that contract.
then we can encumber. Without that, we're not allowed to.
Okay. That's all we do.
Okay.
What, go ahead.
No.
What do you think Bassett Lane's gonna run?
Oh, I don't know, Bassett Lane is,
That's getting pretty beat up.
That's gonna be.
well, Bassett Lane's not far off from,
Old
Bassett
Lake.
Lane's 40 4,200
Yeah.
feet, so Ball Hill Road was 46 and Ball Hill Road.
So it'll be about 180.
108, yeah. Unless if the prices don't change.
Right. Yep.
2 years. But, so it's probably gonna be somewhere between Ball Hill Road and Old Lee Road.
Look, I think your paving budget for the next several years is probably gonna be 200 to 250 every single year. Depending, assuming the prices don't go wacky.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's where we need to be.
One of the things we talked about after we did the Grand Drive wall, dressing up back here, is we own down halfway, according to Sue, the property line behind us is about halfway down the hill. And limit dropping some of these trees so the cruisers can park there. Is that within your, that's within your bailiwick?
Yeah, we can do that.
Sir?
We can do that. We want to cut, I know we've cut some trees out here before.
Because we had to pay some cruisers
Yeah.
last winter?
Yeah, we had 2 minutes on the road.
One happened right before I got here,
Yeah.
but one happened last winter.
Right, so we've had 2 instances.
So we could thin that back somehow, work that in, something like that.
We have,
Consider.
yeah, and it helps with the leaves and the gutters too. Cut some of that.
There were a lot of leaves in those gutters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lethal. How do we go about doing that?
well, I gotta incorporate it into the budget.
Well, I have a tree cutting.
Yeah, there is part of the tree cutting, tree and brush cutting is about $5,000. Do you have room in there to deal with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We've been doing pretty well on trees because we've been getting the plow.
Yeah, I know, they've been aggressive.
They've been pretty good about that.
Well, they got grief years ago when the storm
We
hit.
did the plow, we did a couple on the plow.
Yep.
Did they get that far from Davis's place? Right next to Dwight Davis's place? Double
Is
D's
it
there.
the power company? It was
Yeah,
marked.
the power company
It
got
was
it.
marked for the
Yeah,
power.
they got it,
company.
I guess.
I don't know. But they got the blue and white flag.
Oh, so
That's
the tape I need to get?
That's the.
They're gonna have to come do one in front of my house at some point.
Yeah.
Other question for, you have anything for Brian?
No, I know we talked earlier in the year about runaway. We had a complaint from somebody on runaway, so I'm not sure where that falls into your, if that's falling into.
That was just a crack.
We looked at it, it's cracked, but it's not at the top of, it's another one of those 90s, late 90s or, you know, subdivisions that
Yep.
just have what, there's 2 or 3 ahead of it, so it's,
Okay.
that's a few years and stuff. But it's not as long, so if we can get some of these longer ones done, we might be able to combine a couple, you know, if we have the budget.
Okay.
But we did look at it.
Unrelated to your budget, but I want to ask you since you're here. Did you look at in the field about leveling for the
Yes,
hydrant?
we got that.
Okay,
We're gonna get that. It's just-
okay. I know, you got lots to do. I gotta ask.
I knew you were gonna, but I told you before Thanksgiving, that was only last week.
How much is that gonna take? How big a project is that gonna be?
That's.
Just a couple few loads here and
Yeah,
there.
we're just gonna put some on.
Yeah, so you're hauling it off of John's property, right?
We're just gonna take some topsoil and
Yeah.
level it off
And
so
level.
that we can see it right after, so it's grass.
Yeah, we'll see it in the spring. yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so we're just gonna level off.
Yep.
80 by,
80 by 50,
yeah, so I think we were gonna do like 100 by.
60, something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, that'd be perfect.
right,
And then, once that's done, we can get out there and hopefully assemble the rink,
yeah. Yeah.
see how that goes this year.
Brian, answer the question on the lighting.
Yeah,
Thank you. Aiden, thank you for skip.
yeah,
But thanks. Wanted to put some more rock down.
the bigger stuff.
Yeah, the bigger stuff and then smaller stuff. I don't know, whatever you recommend.
Yeah,
I don't know how much, I don't know how to plan that out or whatever, but.
yeah. You wanna do that washout, that bigger washout?
Yeah, what are they, 6-4s, whatever you call them? Those bigger ones by the washout.
Yeah,
And I guess some smaller ones kind of level it off and they look kind of like, so people know how to
to
deal with
go around there,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
I can walk through it with you, but
Yeah,
it's not a rush right now,
right.
obviously.
Yeah, we can I don't know, we can, we can get the material, we can level it out real quick, it won't take long.
And then Lori, Sue said you had a tree person. You know that big oak tree down there? We have one really high quote.
That's a big tree.
It's a huge tree, but it's all split in the middle because it's
Oh, yeah.
three. And the guy, the recommendation was to tin it. I know that's not what he did, but Sue said you had a tree person.
Oh, yeah, that, he's the one that's been cutting the trees in town, yeah.
If you can get his name, would be great.
Yeah.
Well, I consider it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can tax that over too.
It's definitely a couple of deadlines we gotta make out, and then Scott, we can't do the people that looked at it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll send you his contact.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll text you too.
Bill Bull, yeah,
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
yeah.
So a couple years ago, I gave Sue a number for leaf filter when we had our house done. So if that's a consideration for here and for the library, I mean, that might be.
Was that?
We did leaf filter at our house a couple years ago, and Sue asked for the information. So I think a couple years ago, it might have been a consideration, I'm not sure.
Leaf filter?
Yeah,
Oh, we got that.
it sits on top of
Yeah, we have it.
that. Oh, do you?
Can't see it.
Other questions for Brian? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Sue's next, but she's not here, so let's go to the library.
Hey, can I use the?
Give it a shot.
Oh,
I turned it on for you.
I think it has a little remote thing.
Do you think I know how this thing works?
Yeah, I do it.
I know how to get YouTube and get Frosty on there.
You see this thing? This thing?
The dongle?
Yeah, it's got a thing.
What are you looking for? A
Receiver.
USB jack? Or an HDMI?
I got this.
What is that?
So this is my dongle. But I need a wire. How do you guys do it?
Guess you gotta take it by hand.
Yeah, seriously.
Wirelessly?
What's
Bluetooth?
What's the address?
It's Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Please hold while we check the number.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's see if I can find it on here.
I see it. Hold on, let's see if it
You
works.
see it?
NPD?
No, that's
you feel
a
this
wireless
way.
network. Bluetooth,
No, it's in my Bluetooth folder.
is it? Let's see here, settings, what's that?
1, 2.
Well, you know what? This USB's got a,
Here we go. Here's the device,
Let's see if it pops up.
IFP 7550. That's the device name actually. It says here rename. You see it?
Yeah, 1217, I should be connected to it. That's connecting. Let's see if this works. For all those watching at home, power direct is technical interruption daily program.
Everybody wants to be technical until it actually, you know, it's the reality of execution.
I get it.
It's on, you haven't.
No, we have a real debt there. Just a thing.
All right, I'll sit down.
If you do the old fashioned way of communicating in voice.
We may have to do that now.
I'm with Jack. Here.
All right.
Let's just go for it. If that's not going to couple items we want to talk to you about, for sure. We'll talk about the budget, but you also asked about the asbestos.
Yep.
abatement.
The abatement?
Yeah, I did call ACM, the people that we talked to.
Mhm.
I had a long conversation with them. I said, we're looking to do this, you know, conservatively, margin, like the best, right? Just because the way things are going over time.
Sure.
Said, great, I had 2 conversations with them, like, great, we'll send over the quote. I'm just using a quote that our team this evening. It says valid for 60 days, which really doesn't do much for us. So I don't know how they lost it in their own translation, because the guy was very much like, word to like, I can hold this quote into next year. But in print, it doesn't say that. So I will call them back again tomorrow.
But you want to get them under contract this year.
Right, you guys
So,
want
so the 60, if it's good for 60 days, it's good to get them under contract. It's not that, it's not the date.
Yeah, but
What's the
I'm not
contract?
seeing anywhere else that it says,
It should be the contract date then.
yeah, it's
When
not
it's
saying
awarded.
anywhere else, no, that's it.
I would assume when they say they're gonna hold numbers, it's for the award date.
I think you're
Not
right,
the
but
award date.
I think we should get that, like, a little bit, I asked myself.
I mean, that's 28 January, you know.
Yeah,
And that's in January, that meets the legalities.
what?
That meets the legalities there. I mean, the
I mean, you guys tell me, but I was kind of like, can you guys literally write that down? Because I don't want to BS anybody who's going to town. Don't want to. So
Yeah.
I will go back to them and say, I'm just not seeing it here. But they were like, yep, we'll totally hold that, it's not a problem, work with municipalities for. But question mark, so I have this, I've sent you guys this quote before.
Mhm.
I'll hopefully get it tomorrow, send it to you guys again, 50/50, you guys. I'm assuming you guys have to sign this, right? You guys.
It will be a contract, so it would have to be
You
signed.
guys, I'm kind of basically handing it to you guys
Oh, thanks.
for, you do the carpeting, the painting, all that.
No.
Great, yeah, I apologize, I was really,
This will be a contract for the abatement for approximately $8,000, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
And with the anticipation that the work will be done next year.
Yeah.
So we'll have to take a vote once that contract is signed to encumber those funds as well. Lovely.
when do you expect you'll be able to start with?
Well, oddly enough, we're trying not to have to move the furniture in and out twice, right? And it's all about the circulation desk.
Understand?
So that's gonna be custom, there's nothing really stock that fits that spot. That really, because we don't have a place for 2 people to work and we need that desperately. So it's, I think that's gonna be a long time. Okay, next step is contacting some builders to do the work. Like a builder, quote it out. See how much it costs to build a custom desk. I would assume it's gonna be a while for them, long lead time.
Month?
For a builder, no, I would imagine.
No, I mean, what month? When-
I'm targeting March, April. Okay, yeah, March, April, that's what we're at.
Okay.
And then we figured there would be collider exposed for 3 weeks. All right, better part of it, definitely for 111, better part of it. 2 other areas there, for painting and for flooring. And we do that. Okay, more to come on that, but. All right, so last time we were here, we had, and I'm sorry I don't have this, but we had a total budget of 85,730, right? That was all in, you know, first draft, rough cut it, talking to the staff, looking at what we can do, met with the team, met with librarians, looked at where we can really sharpen our pencils. You can change that number to 76,348, so 76,348. So, but there's a couple reasons for that, right?
Let me just say kudos, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, the reason for that is, there's some, as you pointed out, Michael, I loaded it in full, not intentionally, just kind of get the first blush at it. But included part-time work, right, a couple hours every month, right? But taking that out, because that would be, that's definitely renewal coming up, because that was already accounted for by somebody else, right? She's just filling in with somebody else, so, yes. It was based on a 52 week year for each employee, right? And I went back in for each person, did a little bit more detail on that. And this is, you know, took the salaries, you know, same range, same everything that we talked about. But for the director, because we know we're going to be closed a couple weeks, right? 50, at least 2, there's 50. And you say, hey, she's going to take some time off.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? Probably 2 weeks a year, that's the benefit that we'll want to ask to have her have. Those 2 weeks paid, that's the benefit that we think we can offer. Okay? That's something new. For Corey, a librarian, a 22, minus 2 more weeks, vacation, right, which is not getting paid. And then Marie Smith, the new librarian in 3 months, is basically just status quo, but we put her at, sorry, 48 as well, 48 weeks, right? So that saves some money, right? Took out the substitute because they would be covering for one of those other people. What we did leave in there was the children's librarian. This is something that the library does, and we've been talking about it for years, it's fine, so it drives a lot of people. Marie, our new assistant librarian, is doing it, and Brittany met with her just recently and had a 3-month review. She's been trying to, it's a hard thing to do. Children's, it's not for everybody. She's been doing it, but she's not crazy about doing it for long, the children's library, right? So we are going to look for that position. That's what we're trying to add. Obviously, that will affect at the top. If we did that, our Social Security, Medicare, which we'll talk about in a second, but that's a position we really believe in and want to have. That's an $18 an hour. That's on average. I don't know if you still have the comps there, but that's pretty much right on par with everything that's out there and competitive. It's great. It's 8 hours a week. It's 3 days a week, or 2 days a week and a Saturday. Depending on how we do it. Right? There's some fluctuation in how we do that. Maybe one Saturday a month. So if we really try to perhaps it's more. We did cut and take out the staff training we talked about. I think we can get creative with ways to do that. But we are leaving 30 hours for the year for Scott, the consultant, to help coach and mentor Brittany. I think it's very important. She's just recently did some reviews. We had some great meetings, and she's really stepping up to help run the line, which is great. So that's good. So we did take shifts for 25 hours, like 8 hours of extra admin time outside of a typical work day, because luckily she goes next door and at 5 she can get to work when the library is closed and we work because we don't have an office for a director, which is pretty typical in most libraries, not in ours, not getting that, I don't want to put it. So she needs those 8 extra hours, so that's 23. She's on par with exactly where Carl was in terms of hours. Carl was 25, so a little bit less than that. But she's also a little bit less than Carl, and she doesn't have a library science degree. And I think with mentoring and things like that, and some more training, hopefully she'll stick around and grow with it. If you look at the comps, we're still far below not fair directors. We understand our position up where everybody else is. That's okay. At least hopefully we can grow her. Because we've got a lot of competition directors right now out there. Just not a lot of people there, and people we need. So I apologize, I didn't get to send over people that I can so you can look at it in more detail. But overall, that takes it to a 5.13, 5% increase overall. And that's an evening in the groundskeeping. Figured that was in there for some reason.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I can never remember. I know I should after doing this for so long, but I don't. I'm getting old. Your groundskeeping really comes to the town, correct?
Yeah, you basically split it up with Lori just because.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to leave it in there, but we may move it out of your budget and just consolidate it under general government buildings because I think that's where it should go. There'll be money for it. I understand.
She does because she's the next leader.
No. She does, and she's great. It's dirt cheap for the town to have her do that. But I was wondering about that because I think that ends up coming through our general government buildings contract, which in effect we should really just move it out of the library budget. It would just make more sense.
So a couple things in there. So our line items are part-time salary, right? So that goes up $1,400 or $1,500. Social Security, I just copied and pasted what we have in the budget right now. It's $3,700 over into this budget. Obviously, that's going to change a little bit. Don usually handles that, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to fix that number though.
Yeah, I don't calculate that. Somewhere you guys calculate that.
Yeah.
Same with Medicare.
Yeah.
Telephone, internet, $600, no change there. repairs, maintenance, $1,000, no change there. Library cleaning, Kathy does a great job for us, honestly. It's a trash job on Sunday nights, I don't know when she does it, but it's early or late or something, it's a magical situation over there. But really doing a great job. So it does get pretty messy in there. Groundskeeping, we talked about books and periodicals, no change. Consulting is one line that I put in there. I don't know if you have a line item number for that.
No, we don't at this point.
I just put it under consulting. If you want to move it to something else, feel
Yeah.
free. But 30 hours, I think, over a year is more than, is what we should plan for.
So the bottom line number then now is what?
76,348.
And that's all of that in,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
okay.
With children's library.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
the children's library, let me tell you what it calculated from 40, well, I just put, let's just say we all agree to this in January, great. It's gonna take time to find somebody, March.
yeah.
It's gonna take time to find somebody.
As we've talked about
Four
before,
months.
at the end of the day, we as a board are approving a budget for you, and since there are trustees of the library, it's kind of the responsibility of the trustees to figure out how that money gets spent, right? If you guys, in the middle of the year, you lose somebody and you can't fill it for 2 months, and you gotta pay up for somebody the last 4 months, you figure that out. I don't wanna micromanage your budget.
Right?
And I mean, we've had this conversation. So, again, you know, if halfway through you decide the China Children's Librarian needs, you know, you can get rid of this, or you can raise the children's librarian's salary by 50 cents an hour, have at it.
I just want to make sense if somebody comes to town. Right?
Of course.
Where he's going.
No, that's why we have this
That's
conversation.
what's important. And it's tough. I don't know if you did, because I apologize, I wrote the wrong password. It's PNL Rocks. That's commission point, sorry. But, and then there's the questions, you can't read them on the results, you have to toggle between the two. Pretty interesting. I'll say this, I mean, it definitely was a bunch, I think the majority of people answered knew the library, use the library. But then some of the things like what you want to spend money on, what do you want, programming, that kind of thing, it's like highlighted thing for us, which is great. But in order to do programming for people, you know? So it's like another, you just can't, they also magically happen. And then there's Corey and they all put a ton of effort in the program, whatever it is, you know? And again, we have to give big kudos to the Friends because they are part of our library and they're doing a great job on that and raising money. You could do painting, the floors, the circulation desk, the furniture, the things like that, top of it, the baby, without. So, pretty lucky to have that to go. And then, Mike, I know you want to look back and look at these, Mike wants to do this, the percentage increase over time.
8%.
It's 8% on average,
Yeah.
but we've had lots of peaks and valleys, and I recapped the circular reference in there. You'll see there were years with massive spikes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's years of zero. That was mostly
Right.
COVID.
Yep.
Mostly COVID, massive flat. But then the past, it was like when the big spikes, I think, were when we lost like Pam or getting Pam,
Right.
changing. But even 8%, I think, you can't carry it through in perpetuity here. Like,
You can't.
why not? I don't know. But we do want to offer more services, and that is part of why we did the survey to say, hey, we're going to ask for something. We could have some sort of survey to back it up and say, here's some data, right? And if there's something I encourage people to look at, because it is pretty interesting. We also talked about how to go take something more detailed too, like specifically. There was, you want, outdoor fireplaces and things like that, friend buying, additions or whatever, but we're open, I never say no, but it all comes at a cost. And our biggest driving factor is getting people to stay. Because it's hard to get people in general.
That custom desk, just a thought, you may want to check in with SST. They do some custom work in their carpentry shop over there. That might not be a bad project for them. Mike graduated from that program. It was pretty good. They did a lot of work for.
And they're town down,
For
which is really
communities.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had one company come in and quote, and they were like, the biggest hurdle when you get into a custom thing.
Yeah.
I feel like we can't get it, and we do this apply this for a business.
You know another option I'd look into, when, is a prison.
What?
Is a prison, state prison. So they have a huge reupholstery and carpentry shop up there.
So, along those lines, the New Hampshire Furniture Masters run a program at the state prison for prisoners to learn woodworking, and they practice with furniture masters. And typically, they will create a variety of stuff. Hobie's right. You should, if you need a contact for the program, I can get you one. I can
Yeah,
get you one.
because we got an exterior designer, and he's going to send us some design.
I actually own a couple pieces done by Eric Grant, who was a prisoner, still is a prisoner. Phenomenal woodworker.
Same thing with furniture, we have a lot of furniture reupholstered there, it's spectacular.
Yeah, I do know that.
But the carpentry shop is top notch.
I'll get you in it.
Okay.
Anything
I'll
else?
send this to you guys. Sorry, that didn't.
So you're gonna give us an updated one of these guys?
Yeah, I'll give you an updated one, but that is the final number right
76,348.
here. 76,348.
All right, any more questions?
Nice.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you going back on the.
No problem.
Sue?
I'm going to shut this off because it's interrupting the slide feed. Yeah. Do you think it's connected to the TON?
It's on TON.
Yeah. So
But that's
it
not-
cut- That, oh, it's not. They
That's
kept cutting
that's on the
out.
PD gas, I believe. That was supposed to be changed over to,
Okay.
what can I tell you?
I just know it was cutting out.
That's fine. That's fine. I have fun. Hello, Sue?
Well, hello, hold on. Did I give you all my info?
Oh, numbers everywhere. All the information.
Michael, and Mike.
Thank you.
All right.
So I have a few of the items in the first round of budget. So get your little spreadsheet out.
You already.
All right, so the first one is the executive budget. That's where our salaries are, and insurance and retirement. So I put in for a modest increase for myself, because I'd like to give Donna and Keisha pay raise that brings them more in line
Mm-hmm.
with what other deputy town clerks and accountants make.
We talked about this last year. Yep.
We did, and they're still at the lower end of the range. So
Yep.
according to the New Hampshire Municipal Association wage survey, the range for Donna is 26 to 30. Well, the range is from $20 both of them, so $33, and they're at the low end of the range. So I'd like to get them back up to where they should be. And I did get a decrease in the health insurance is great. It's also less money that I have to pay in, that's the 20%. That was a win-win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lower premiums means lower for you guys. More money.
So overall, the increase is 4.5%.
Yep.
7,443.
Questions about line 4130?
No.
None.
All right.
All right, next is the elections and vital statistics budget.
Always goes up.
Of course, next year we have 4 elections. The presidential primary, town election, the state primary, and then the general election in November. So those are all relatively the same.
The programming is a reflection of the number of elections?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, and I might have, the state general really cost me, the state primary cost us much more than any of the other elections. So I put in a little.
For the programming, you mean?
The programming, yeah. I think because there's so many candidate races.
On the names.
in State rep, yeah. I still haven't put any money in for the vital records preservation. That can wait until someday when we have some money. I did put in a little extra for the catering.
Mm-hmm.
Paul hasn't told me it's going up, but I'm sure with $2,600 is the total.
For elections. Questions about line 4140?
No.
All right. And the financial administration budget line, pretty much the same. What went up here?
Yeah, you're almost dead on.
Tyler, the contract for the accounting software.
Yeah,
So that was.
from 4850 to 5009.
Right, yeah. So 27,715, so just $300 or so.
Okay. Now, most of this is
And we also,
pretty fixed.
we haven't been paying the deputy treasurer stipend because we haven't had a deputy treasurer.
Yeah,
Now
we
we
need
will,
that, yeah.
so we'll be using that up.
Yep.
Any questions on that?
All right.
Then, planning and zoning. What is that? Oh, so we now have, Hillary Reserve does the minutes for the zoning board. And I didn't know what to put in there for her. That could be a little too much, I don't know. The salary up there will go down because that was I don't do the ZBA minutes anymore. But, I think one way we could save money, and I'm not saying we should get rid of our town planner, but we could use that. You know, there's the circuit riders at RPC, and we talked about that one time, Michael?
Yeah.
Maybe some assistance from them could save us a few bucks on that end.
I have to be a discussion with the planning board. They gotta figure out what they wanna do.
So if you,
That's under the architect engineering, right?
yes, yeah, that's just the,
Yeah, we're planning on the 14th. We have planning on the 14th, so we'll have that conversation.
yeah, okay. So anyways, that's gone up to the total 14,250. I don't know if you feel I should reduce any of these, the dues and subscriptions includes Rockingham Planning Commission.
Yeah, and we need that.
We had more-
I don't see what else we change here unless we change the Clem's contract. Right?
Yeah, well, we've had a busy year, so we can maybe put the postage down a little bit. I don't know, it's only a few hundred.
Yes,
I don't know.
$250.
And we still have a big
$200.
notice coming up for December meeting, so.
Other questions about planning and zoning?
Good. I'm set.
Okay. Then general government buildings. So it looks like last year we slashed that repairs and
We did.
maintenance line to 2,500.
We did.
From
We-
10,000,
we-
save some money, which is great, we didn't even use it all. But just keep in mind that is still at 2,500 for the repairs and maintenance of this building.
Yep.
Heat and oil, you can see we overestimated that. That's up to you whether or not you want to bring that down. I mean, this is the same.
I think we can
budget.
probably save some money there. Right now, I was just looking at that.
Electricity?
We're at basically half that budget
Yeah.
on heat and oil. I think, again, we budgeted at the time of when inflation was quite high and pricing was quite high. We could probably lose $2,000 off of that line.
What did we use for oil last year? Remember?
Last year we had Hartman,
Yeah.
this year we're with Palmer.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, what do we use for gallons? Do we ballpark?
Oh, I don't know.
Ballpark, probably about 1,000 gallons, right? $3 a gallon. Ballpark.
So
Maybe a
four.
little less. Yeah, I'm thinking 4,000 would be reasonable.
Yeah.
And then what about electricity? Because we overestimated that too.
Um,
I mean, I brought it down some.
yeah, I would leave it at 4,100. I mean, we still have a month left in the actuals,
Yeah.
and it's December, because that bill will be higher than your average bill for the year. So the average bill for the year was approximately $300, so your 4,100 is probably dead on.
So you want to bring that
No.
down to 24,700 then?
Well, no, 26,700, right?
Yeah. Can't add.
Still will have the cleaning line, Vonage, that's fine. Repairs and maintenance is 24,500, let's leave that for now. I wanted to ask you about groundskeeping, so this is our portion of the contract with Lori.
Yes, and Lori is going to be getting together with me in the next couple of weeks to go over her next year's budget.
Great.
So I don't have those updated items.
So are you gonna talk to her about not only here, but also the library?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So we split that up.
I know.
Okay.
My question is, should we just take the library groundskeeping and move it over here, because it's one contract?
Okay.
We don't have to do it this year. I mean, it's just something we should contemplate. Because it makes no sense. It's really one contract for the groundskeeping, and the library just happens to be under us. Because they don't pay those bills. We kind of just pay
We
it.
don't, but we put it towards.
I know their budget,
Yeah.
yeah. So, all right, just something to think about.
And the hydrants did go up
Yeah.
this year. But we don't have to pay 14,000
So we're looking at 26,700 then?
Correct.
All right.
I didn't do reval property because you're gonna be opening, I don't know what project's going. We only got one bid.
Shall we do it right now?
Sure.
We're opening the bid for, the only bid we received for next year's assessment services. What was last year's number?
16,800.
Let's see here.
He did that on, part of the RFP was to add on a new service though, to pick up, after someone's house sells.
So he proposed 5 years, next year being 16,800. With increments to 17,304, 17,820, 18,348, and 18,888. Actually, there's total cost. Okay, so it's on a fixed fee for 5 years. Okay, so 16.8?
Yes, and then the, assessing software, what's that
Oh,
about?
wait a minute,
To, oh, it only went $22.
where is that? Did we?
That's, we haven't paid the bill yet.
No, I'm looking for it in your budgets. I don't see it.
Oh, I didn't reval property.
Okay, that's fine.
So, do you want, I have this one, but cartographics went up too.
Oh, we
What's
got
1,900?
the 1950, 19 to 2100 for the mapping.
Yeah. And then the kiosk.
Yeah, a couple, what, 60 bucks?
Yeah, so you could keep, what did it look, I can't see that.
2175.
21,750. Great, I guess 22,000. Feel pretty good about that. All right, so 21,750 for retail. All right.
Insurance? Oh, that's gone up.
It always does.
43,350. So,
That is what it is. Okay. Opens account. Yeah, it's all the property and liability. Okay.
how much are you up?
Advertising.
Yes, those are dues and subscriptions, that can stay the same. Even though NHMA's fee went up, that can stay the same.
5150.
Yeah. And that's all I have, I still have to do general government. That's it.
So, and we got legal. We're gonna make an estimate on legal. And what about vital stats?
That's in the election, right?
Oh. I didn't see it there.
Yeah, it's in the election.
And this is, oh, vital statistics fees, yes.
Oh, is it separate on here? No,
No, it's $1,200. Okay, so I have to have those as two separate lines. I don't know why I always have.
because they are on the MS6.
Oh, yeah, that's why, because they on this one. So this would be
They are on
14.
here. only.
That's 14,400 for elections, 1,200 for vital. Okay. All right. Otherwise, So we have to do legal, ambulance. I think ambulance is staying the same, right?
Probably, yes, that'd be fine.
Yeah. No, it's 5,100.
It's worth it.
Hold on.
It's been 5,100 forever.
Yeah.
Building inspector stipend is now 6,000, correct?
Yes, 6,000.
Yeah. Town lighting, for our street lighting.
Well, we appropriated 8,000, didn't we?
Yes, expecting the electricity costs will continue out of sight, but they actually have not. Street lighting this year has come in, it's about $400 a month, so it's about 5,200. So,
4,850.
right, it's about, so take one more month, right? So that's about 5,200 for the year,
Mhm.
it will be. So,
2,825.
5,200, say 5,500. Maybe, if we budget 55, we're probably in good shape.
Sounds good.
Save us some money over the last year. We don't have emergency management yet. So items that we need to address as a board, just as part of general government. And we can address them now and discuss them now, or everybody can take it home and think about it. So, pest control, mosquito spray, that stuff. The nonprofit donations that we make. We also need to talk about our welfare direct assistance. And do you know what our debt service number is? That's going to be a fixed number. The debt service, do we have those numbers now
Yeah.
for next year?
We're talking about the bond.
Yeah, bond payment
The main payment is 65,000
for next year. I put 66,000
Oh.
as a guesstimate, so it's going to be around 65.
That's reflecting the interest in,
That is the interest and principal on our bond.
because it's 60, because it's 180 is the principal, right?
Yeah, we have 3 payments left. Next year, 2025.
No, 26.
What's that?
The 65,000 is the principal payment, the interest is separate. And I don't.
Oh, you're saying the interest is only 65? Oh, okay,
65,000 is.
it'll probably end up around 66,800 though, which will be interest and principal.
I don't have that with me.
That's fine.
I have it.
I made a back of the envelope calculation, so it'll probably be somewhere around $67,000. So, patriotic 500, I assume we're just gonna keep that? That's just
Flag.
flags. So, and legal. You guys all need to contemplate.
That one's worth thinking about.
Yep. The only one outstanding that we haven't had come in yet is emergency management.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll reach out to Jeff.
We didn't invite him.
Um,
Unintentionally.
and then I'm gonna throw something out for everybody to contemplate.
Mhm.
So, right now, as it stands, just making some gross assumptions about the outstanding items, which are fairly small in number. Hold on a minute here. Take this. We are running another 8% hike in our operating budget. On top of the 8% from last year. Pretty big numbers. One place where we can save approximately $40,000 to $50,000 is if we do not recycle. If we move this stuff back into the regular waste stream, it saves us $50,000, or about 25% of our municipal waste. I know it's gonna set people's hair on fire once again. Oh, and by the way, I'm assuming right now that we zeroed out mosquitoes last year and we do it again. And I'm assuming nothing on, I'm making some assumptions and we're still at 8%. I don't know where else we're gonna find money in this budget. Unless we want to make cuts to the fire department stipends, but my guess is we start to lose the fire department. If we make changes to the police, we're talking about we're gonna have to change coverage. And I don't know that the town, we don't know, well, we already don't have full coverage. I don't know that the town wants to do that.
Where are we at contractually with Jim on the recycling? Where's that contract go up?
December 31st, 2023. So we're not under any obligation to extend. I'm sure he'll extend if we want us to. We could always go month to month with him until we figure out what we want to do longer term. My thought is, we could always put it up for a vote in town as a warrant article. My preference, has been my preference for years, is to not do this. We're paying a lot of money. And I mean, when the New York Times is telling everybody that only 8% of plastic actually gets recycled, paper's not being recycled anymore at all. The only thing that's really getting recycled is metal. Glass isn't recycled. We don't even recycle glass because we know it's not worth putting in the stream.
And he's got bundles of bales of cardboard sitting in his waiting to unload.
So I throw it out there. We do not have to have this conversation now, but we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do, because right now, I mean, honestly, here's my concern. As this budget gets larger, the difference between the operating budget proposed to the town and the default budget will get very big. And when that happens, default budgets get voted in.
Especially with his tax bills.
And if default budget gets voted in, you want to see us have to take a meat axe to our budget, that's what's going to happen. So we got to find a way to keep this budget from going up by another 8%. I think some of these are the way to do it. So,
What did we say about mosquito?
Zilch last year.
well, we zeroed
We
it,
zeroed it,
but it's $17,000.
17K, all right, thank you.
Debbie's got a question.
Yeah.
Just an opinion on the recycling.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the plastics that are going into the recycle bins are not number 2s or number 5s.
Mm-hmm.
People are dumping a lot of plastics in the bins that don't belong in the bins, and if they go to the plant and they're dumped at the plant, if the plant sees that there are other than number 2s and number 5s in there, it's all being pushed into the mainstream.
No doubt. And I mean, this isn't a problem just here in Newfield, this is a problem
I
everywhere.
agree with that.
Because you're asking people to change their behavior in sorting the plastic at home, when honestly, most people are not going to do it.
No, they're not.
They're not. And this is the reality of recycling in America at this point in time, which is, you know, as I said, we pay a lot of money for recycling collection, and at the end of the day, it's not doing what people hope that they're doing,
Right.
because they're not doing, the system doesn't work the way it did 10 years ago.
The intention is good, but it's not,
The
it's costing us a lot of money.
Correct. And that's the point I've been making for years on this, which is, yeah, it'd be great if this stuff were actually being recycled, but it's not. And because it's not, it costs us a lot, and will never be reimbursed under recycling. You know, we used to actually get some kickback when they recycled, right? Because there was a certain tonnage, because they could sell off the plastics, they could sell off the paper, there were entities and countries that were taking it. they don't anymore.
No.
And so you get nothing in terms of the payback. And so, you know,
And the new market option is still available for that.
we could always go to New Market and allow anybody who wants to recycle to be able to take the recycling up to New Market. We'd have to talk to them about how they're gonna allow it. That's what we did last time, when the town voted to stop recycling. It was a town vote to do it. Town voted to do that. We went up, the board went up, we asked New Market, hey, can we allow people in Newfields who want to recycle to come up there? And they said, yeah, $5 a bucket.
Right.
And so we had an agreement with them to allow people who still wanted to do that, to do that. We'd certainly do something like that again, and I'm assuming New Market would say yes, once again. Yes,
And we still do sell coupons for $5 per bucket for the glass.
for the glass. For people who want to recycle glass.
Recycle glass, they can bring it in, and we sell those coupons.
Right.
So it's an option.
Right, and so, we continue to do that as an option for people in town. I just don't see, in the current budget environment, how we do it, as a fiduciary for people in town, so. Anyways, I don't have to make a decision tonight on this. I'm throwing it out. I certainly will make a motion of it when we decide to walk through the budget to zero that line, so I'm letting you know. Anyways, other items here that you guys want to talk about, you want to hang on till next time? The legal, not emergency management, the direct assistance, the health agencies, et cetera.
On the assistance,
The welfare cut?
yeah, what did we do last year?
4,000.
4,000.
Yeah, I have no problem continuing that.
And I think that's prudent because I've used probably 2/3 of that.
Yep.
And we're coming up on winter now.
That's typically what we've used in the budget, something
And
around half.
afterwards, I don't think I need to bump it up.
Okay.
I've done a couple other.
I'm good with 4,000 if you guys are.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so we check that one off the box. Why don't we leave the other ones, hold them out until our next meeting, and we'll walk through all the line items and come up with a budget. Again, just to, without a doubt, there'll be a fire truck warrant article for 50,000.
Yep.
Without a doubt, there'll be fire truck equipment for 2. My assumption is that there'll be the Wreck property warrant article, which will be $3.5 million. I don't know if citizens in town will write one for the Hilton House, which will probably be something like $570,000, which is the current offering price. The last item I want to mention on warrant articles is, per the last meeting, I reached out to DRA. We can put a warrant article in for money in the future in the form of a lapsing amount with the time to lapse indicated in the warrant. So we could say, raise $200,000 to be spent
For the truck.
for the fire truck over the next 4 years as a lapsing warrant article.
And then in that same warrant article, we draw the money that's in the capital reserve for down payment, or?
No,
How's
so
that work?
the agents for that capital reserve is actually the select board.
Oh,
So it doesn't require a vote of the body to access those funds for the down payment.
that's a nice one.
And then the anticipation is that we will continue to do $50,000 warrant articles over the next 2 years, bringing us to about $600,000 on payment. And then the $200,000 on what I'll call the lapsing warrant article would be, if we pass it this year, then whenever we take delivery, we would execute on the $200,000. But would have to indicate where those funds come from. Did they come from taxation? Did they come from undesignated fund balance? Did we borrow? So, if we borrow, we're gonna have to have a part of that as a bond hearing. So, we'll have to figure that out. Okay? Outside of those, are there other warrant articles that you guys, I don't know, you talk around town, have heard about?
The last two are the big two that I've heard a lot of talk about, the Brogan Hill House.
Yeah.
What about the celebration committee? They may need small money. Well,
Didn't they hit us up with it? Their
Um,
budget?
no, for the 150th,
170.
175th.
Yeah.
I thought we
They
bumped
only
that up
have-
in Amy's budget. I thought she asked for a little money in that.
Did she?
The celebration budget, yeah, they're at 9290. I'd have to go back. I gotta go back and look. I have to go back and look. I mean, we could always do a warrant article if it's unnecessary for, a couple, they have 10,000.
Right.
Yeah, we voted both of those, right? 2 5,000, yes. Okay. Yep. All right. Other questions about the budget? That's a big number. I don't like big numbers. All right. Thank you, Sue.
Yeah.
All right, town assessor bid. So we have one bid. Any questions about the bid?
No.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid from, what's the formal name of the company?
It's on the back page.
Thanks.
RV Wood and stuff?
RV Wood and Associates, thank you. For assessing, for the next 5 years, as stipulated in the contract, $16,800 for 2024, $17,304 for 2025. Yep.
Well, this was a 3-year contract before, correct? And he's bumped it up to 5?
Yep.
Probably prudent to lock in the prices now.
I have no problem with doing that, since these are fairly modest increases, basically $500 a year. So, all right, so I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Second by Mr. Kessler, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, 29 Runaway. Toby, you're up. All right, you can sign that first. Sir?
Good on that. So I have had a conversation with Mike Horn and Glenn. Both of them referenced in the draft that this is definitely within the town ordinances, covered in the town ordinance in section 9. And, let's see where it is, under comments there it is. Article 9, 9.4 permitted uses with a 50-foot cutback, and there's also the type A, type B hydric soil issue. And they both said that this needs to be looked at by Mike, and Glenn fully concurred on that. The letter that I've shown you is where we were requesting the landowner to join us on a walkthrough. However, that is not mandated that he has to give access because that's within the ordinance. And there has been numerous, Glenn, or correction, Mike cited 2 that he could remember off the top of his head that have transpired in the town, and he said there's 2 more, but I can't think of what they are. And this has been an issue that one is under an ordinance and also falls under the bailiwick of the Rockingham County Commission. So, in effect, I drafted the letter, which I have shown you a copy of.
Okay. Who would be our code enforcement officer at this time?
That'd be Mike, or code enforcement. Mike is from the county conservation. He referenced the code enforcement officer, and that's the verbiage that he put in there, so I threw that in there. I'm not really 100% sure who would wear that hat, unless it was one of us as a member of the select board.
Yeah, it may be. I'm not sure
It's easy enough to change, do some wordsmithing on it.
Yeah. No, I have no problem with the letter at all.
Okay.
So, just one thing to note, so the references in this go back to the Shorelands Protection Act, 483B in the state statutes. So normally this falls under the DES commissioner, but with the language that we have enacted in our ordinances, it actually allows the town and the select board to act as enforcement.
Yes.
We're allowed to fine, we're allowed to make required, we could require them to remediate, put back to natural vegetation. Actually, we're given a whole heck of a lot of flexibility in enforcement, which is good, because that means that, we don't, we can figure this out and work with the landowner and come up with a good solution.
I'm not sure how we deal with the bridge.
Again, we have authority to address it.
I mean,
so-
there's nothing in, that I've seen in there that covers the bridge, you know?
Well, under the state, actually, under the
As far
state
as the town
statute.
ordinance is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but under the state, the state 483B actually specifically mentions the Piscasset River.
It does.
Yep. And it does not allow buildings within the buffer zones.
That is correct.
So technically, this would be in violation of 483B. So
It'd be
we're gonna
considered-
probably have to figure out, he's probably gonna have to remove it.
It would be considered a building or anything built?
Anything built,
Anything built, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But I
And
just
there
could not
can't be
find-
any construction within that buffer.
I couldn't find anything that said the word bridge.
Yeah, but it specifically says that nothing can be constructed in the buffer. So that's probably gonna be an issue that has to be addressed. But I think the letter's great. I have no problem with
You want a motion, or we do it, or we just move from here?
it. To make a motion.
I'll
Do it
make a
for-
motion that we'll adopt the letter, I'll make that correction.
Yeah,
And then I'll wait, we'll get this sent out on letterhead.
Yep.
I'll get Sue or Keisha to take care of that, we'll get that out. Probably send it registered, return receipt requested, or just to make sure that there's no option of I didn't get it. And then if the gentleman chooses not to meet with us, we'll notify him that we're gonna go anyway, and set a date time.
sure.
And you do want to put it in the
Please
letter?
respond by.
Please respond by?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah, why
not.
don't you give him like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Fine. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Didn't like that language.
No. Humor. Just being funny.
That's honest too, that's something.
Doesn't bother me.
Because I remember somebody said when I drafted it, you may not get in.
Okay, great. So that's taken care of. Signage. So we received a follow-up to our discussion about the temporary signage at the church and at Swampscott. The letter basically was referencing, was asking about some clarification on the signage requirements, and the mistake made by the gentleman who was asking this was he was referencing ordinances that addressed permanent signage as opposed to the temporary signage which the sandwich boards fall under. Currently, the sandwich boards that are out, you probably noticed the church moved theirs back to within their property line, and Swampscott moved theirs back and basically put it up by their permanent sign, which is on their property. So they're both have complied with the requirements under the ordinances. So, I mean, at this point in time, I don't think there's any further action that the town needs to take, given that there was confusion between permanent signage, the permanent signage ordinances, and the temporary signage.
Yep.
Any other comments, questions? Okay, great. Deal with that. All right. So, just following up on, I haven't done anything with respect to the noise complaint. I just haven't had time over the holiday to deal with the noise complaint that we received regarding the Vernon Family Farm and 381 Piscasset Road, but I'll try to do that this week, do some follow-up and report back to you guys at our next meeting.
Just for reference on that, I did go back and look at 28 July from 4:23 until 6:42, 2 hours and 19 minutes. And the farm had 67 incidences exceeding 65 decibels.
Yeah, I did
So,
I did a quick run through, yes, there's
you know-
tit for tat here, oh, I would say that that's certainly true, but,
And there hasn't been any complaints filed, even though there's multiple cases of exceeding the 65 dB, but just as a reference point.
Yep. No, I did a quick run through the data as well and saw similar things on the noise data that I had collected.
So
I just haven't had time to run through it formally.
we'll set that off for the next meeting.
Yeah. We'll address it, no doubt. All right,
Sorry.
other items?
Yeah, we had talked about, at the last meeting, the police budget, discussing at this meeting, the detail fund.
Oh, yeah.
And
That
so we got that, the chief has done a great job on the detail fund. We basically covered a brand new cruiser, 68K, right on there, wait, was it? For the new cruiser?
Between 65 and 70.
Yeah, so we'll say 70,000, that is a non-tax item, because he's done a job of pulling it out of the details. And that fund, my thought process was throwing it out for discussion. We keep that at 100,000 for cruiser replacement and repairs, because before we know it, cruiser will cost 80, 90,000.
Yep.
Which is unbelievable. But what are you running now, about 30 in the fund
Should
right
be
now?
about 150 by the end of the year.
150 by the end of the year, so if we could amend that, using just the wordsmith in there, so we can use some of those funds for other necessities for the department, so we're not putting it into the tax process.
So, looking at that, looking at the language of the warrant article, I mean, clearly that money was meant, when the town voted for it, for the cruiser fund. And purchase of the cruisers, and we're allowed to do the fit up of cruisers. And honestly, if somebody wants to write a warrant article to make a change to that fund, I think that's fine, but I think that we need to go back to the town for a vote on this, to use that for anything outside of the cruisers. Prudence, in my opinion, that's the way to do this. When the town voted for it, I think everybody assumed this is for cruisers, and that's what we'll do for that. This was an issue that came up when I was on the budget committee in the early 2000s, and the reason that we established the detail fund was,
2005, I think, is when this came up.
yeah, and we did it specifically because the budget committee actually was looking at cruiser rotation and how often we need to do it, and said, hey, why don't we establish and take the money from detail and commit it to cruisers? And that's what the town voted on when the town voted.
And, I mean, I'm good with doing it any way that.
Yeah, write a warrant article to change the
Modify the language.
modify the language.
Because I think it's just prudent that if we set a certain percentage of that, or a certain dollar number, and keep it in specifically for cruiser funds, but then if we can use some of the other monies to preclude it from going in, taking it out of people's pocket in the tax bill, we've killed two birds with one stone.
I understand. I think the prudent thing to do is put it before the body and let them make that determination. I don't see why it would be a problem.
And I don't have any issue doing it. I mean, any way that works, I think we would skin that cat in multiple approaches.
Along those lines, so one of the items we talked about was, is there going to be enough room in this year's budget to be able to utilize the about $5,000 for changing for Windows and the email system and everything else? So looking at the budget right now, I think we have the cushion to be able to do that. So I would have Bill move forward with doing that, and putting it under this year's budget probably makes the most sense.
So change the email system this year.
Yeah.
The only question will be future, assume your monthly,
Maintenance?
what do you recommend going?
What's the
for?
monthly maintenance?
Depends on what we use for users for the town, and it could be $300, $400 a month
Okay.
potentially, but we're not budgeted for that for next year.
Yep.
I just didn't know where we would put that.
Well, we gotta go through all the budget lines, so have them do that and get us a firm number for what the subscription would look like? Or a somewhat firm
So we
number?
got upfront cost because there's a migration fee.
Yeah.
You know, and you're looking for what it's gonna cost per month moving forward for.
Yeah, it's, the upfront cost, I presume, will be what we're gonna spend before the end of this year.
Yeah, I think I have that now.
Yeah, it's something like $5,000, right?
Maybe a little more than that, but.
It was like 5,000, 5,200, maybe a month. $87,000. If you don't have it now, it's fine.
I know I have it somewhere in my pile here. They weren't gonna be able to get it to us until the first of the year, so what we'll do is we'll get that number to encumber the funds. from-
Yeah, we'll have to encumber it, but we'll need it under contract.
Yeah.
So
So,
we'll have that for the next meeting?
yep,
Okay.
we'll look at that for next meeting.
Which reminds me of something we talked about earlier.
Shoot.
We had talked about upgrading the audio visual,
Yeah,
and where does that fall into? As far as,
there's no money for that right now in the budget. So if you guys have an idea of what you want to spend, then we'll have to, I mean, that would end up being somewhere in the general government buildings. That we'll have to add to the existing budget for general government buildings. So. But again, take a look. We can talk about it.
Okay. Then we need to get the electrician, we need to get the electrician in with the AV guy, and then we can get our pull our numbers.
and what was the term that was used with sharpening pencil? I think.
Yeah.
They did.
Doesn't sound like we got.
Kudos to them.
on this one, though.
All right, other questions? Any other issues?
You know, I know we had talked about a couple meetings ago about using the town emails for town business. Speaking with the conservation committee, not everybody on the committee has a town email.
Well, that's
So
part of
we're
what's
gonna-
gonna happen.
So is that part of what we're gonna
Yeah.
do that? Okay.
Yeah. Part of what Bill talked about was, so we're on a POP server right now, which is painful,
Mhm.
is moving towards basically Windows Exchange server, email server.
Yep.
And by doing that, we can basically utilize town emails. Now, this is where the dollars and cents come in, correct? Which is, you know, every email that you put on there is more dollars. You know, we'll have to figure out who wants to migrate to that and who doesn't. I don't feel a need to force people to use town email. If they want to run the risk of using their own email for town business, that means if somebody 91A's them, then they're gonna have to expose themselves. The risk that they take as somebody in the public domain.
Yep.
But I also recognize that, you know, people use their regular email. This is kind of like the recycling you just raised, right? People have their habits. Where they check their email and what email accounts they check is a habit for them. And if they want to do it through their, you know, Gmail account that they regularly check for, and they use that for town business, because they don't really get a whole lot of town emails, I don't have a problem with that. But, you know, if somebody on the Conservation Commission wants an email, that's a town email, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
All right?
I mean, we got a pretty good response, I think, at the meeting from everybody about, you know, everybody was
Yeah.
good, so.
Again, I know there's people in planning who will never check anything that's not going to their regular email, right? So, you know, it's,
Thing is, you get it forwarded to any device that you use, you know?
okay, what can I say?
Yeah.
People,
That's too many buttons.
it's habit, and I grasp that. People have their own proclivities. All right? Couple of things, so holiday celebration for everybody out there. is Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. here at Town Hall. Please come out, and along those lines, I want to extend this board's thanks to everybody on the celebration committee and everybody else who showed up to decorate Town Hall, interior and exterior. It was wonderful.
It's Sunday.
Oh, sorry, Celebration Sunday. I said it was Saturday. No? Sunday. Sunday. My wife is gonna kill me when they go home.
Just sneak it.
But yeah, it looks great. I think they did a wonderful job decorating Town Hall for the event. Anything else? Anybody has? Schedule for December. What about the calendars?
I am not available the 19th, other than that.
I'm not available on the evening of the 24th. I'll be traveling. Oh. Come on, that was a good one. You're not here the 19th?
No,
Uh,
I'm here the 18th.
How many
you here
meetings?
the 18th? Okay.
How many meetings do we need?
I would suggest 2.
2?
Yeah. Can we do the 12th and the 18th?
I'm good with that.
The 5th is next week, and we've done back-to-backs. Let's give us some time to work through the budget issues. 12th and the 18th.
Works for me.
We're gonna have to have a final budget by the 18th. So.
Michael, I
Yeah.
wasn't on the agenda for this. I thought we might have a meeting next week, the 5th.
Oh, what do you got?
Last year, traditionally, I guess it's been allowed in the past, and I know I came here from the board last year about carrying over some PTO time.
Yep.
We're in the same situation this year. My PTO time carryover is not gonna cost anything. Obviously, my contract says if I retire tomorrow or whatever, I don't get paid out for a certain amount. So, that being said, we're looking at between 5 and 10 days per officer that officers have to take between the end of the year. I'm a little bit higher than that. So, that would be very difficult to fill around the holidays, and obviously.
How many days are we talking about?
Between 5 and 10 for the full-timers, and I'm probably gonna be carrying over about 10.
Why don't you guys take your days?
Busy.
I don't know.
So that's 4 you're talking.
I guess it's been this happens, this is the second year. Last year, we were short-handed. This year, we are short-handed.
I get it.
But, I do have a couple part-timers that are very close to their hours.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I get it. I get it.
Thanks to the retirement system, we can't work a certain amount of hours, so,
How much angst would it be if it was a portion of their PTOs we allowed to carry
what's that?
instead of the full carry?
Well, if I tell them that, then they're gonna take it the rest of the year. And we're gonna have to fill the shift, so, I mean,
You guys are killing me.
I mean, I can offer that to them, but I think to the point they're probably gonna take it.
You know what I'm gonna do? You're gonna force us to basically give you PTOs that expire on a monthly basis. You don't take your PTOs.
You know, granted, a lot of towns actually pay off their PTO, APTO.
I know what they do.
We're not crossing that bridge yet. I don't think, obviously, I am responsible for the budget, so this is not gonna affect the budget this year or next year.
Yeah, I know.
So I think we're in good standing with the budget. Our budget is in good shape.
So while we're in good standing, maybe we enact some policies like you can only carry over so many hours.
We have that, we have.
We can carry over 10 days a year,
10 days
10 days, which is not a lot.
for carryover. I mean, most companies, like my company, is 40 hours.
40 hours.
Yeah, so that's
5
5
days.
days.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, our combination is everything, sick time, personal, vacation, bereavement. It's
We basically consolidated as opposed to throwing out holidays here and sick time there and said it's basically all one, right? You wanna call it a holiday, you wanna call it a sick day, I don't care,
Yeah.
right? And that way, if you run out of sick days, you know, technically you couldn't take another sick day. Well, that's kind of stupid. So we combined it in that sense, which is why it's a 5 to 10 number.
And there'll be a couple options that will be right at 10, but, I mean, like I said,
10 on a carry over. Come on, people.
10 days is not a lot.
But there's no need to carry it over.
Somebody gets sick for a couple of weeks and they have.
Take a long weekend.
We'll fill with overtime.
Fridays off in summer, yeah.
Let's not have this conversation next year. Okay? All right. I'm okay with it if you guys are. You good?
Yep.
All right, thank you. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. All right, anything else? No? Motion to adjourn at 20:30. Second by Mr. Kessler. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Thank you very much.
See you folks.
Yeah.
Quick question. The tax bills that went up, what drove that increase other
I
than
can tell you exactly what it is.
the numbers on the assessment?
So our assessment went up 50%. Yeah. The town,
The overall tax.
we were at about $300 million of total property value in town. We went to 400. So we went up 50%. When you look at how much we went up relative to the rest of the state and relative to the other towns in SAU 16, what happens is we ended up taking on a larger burden of education dollars, state and local education dollars, than we normally did. Because our assessments went up versus everybody else's. We're assessed, our dollars come in against our valuation, right? So overall, our total, if you look at kind of those last year's assessment to this year's assessment, and we ended up paying close to $680,000 more. 615,000 of that is because of the education, state and SAU education dollars.
So the dollars go up more because we were sort of undervalued?
Because property values in Newfields went up faster than property values in the state and in the rest of the SAU in general. So we ended up basically paying a lot more education dollars this year than we typically had in the past.
So when the annual budget goes out, so we put one on, first of all, we did January to December?
Yes,
Okay, so the
our fiscal year is January to December.
that's approved in March. and
Correct.
then half of it in June,
Correct,
and the other half
in December.
in December. So is this going to increase net neutral in terms of raising money?
So, what basically happens is, so we had our reassessment come in, and our reassessment got reflected on our December bill. So, and again, that reassessment is driving the increase in the state and local education. Our municipal property taxes, for the most part, came in line with what we projected last year, and we set our municipal tax rate, we basically pretty down close to what we expected it to be.
The budget is sort of net.
Yeah. But with the change in the assessment that went on the December bill, that's what kicked in for the education dollars, the 615,000 extra